Watch the sunrise, the sparkling light streaming through the windows. It's a beautiful morning on such a beautiful property. I can smell my sourdough bread baking in the oven. I take a quick look over at the clock. It's early. The world is still quiet and no one has left for work yet. I stop for a second to think how lovely the day looks. But I quickly realize those sunbeams mean my dusting isn't up to par. If the light can catch the air, it can catch my mistakes. My eyes glance over at my husband. He doesn't seem to notice. He's just sitting down. The breath I didn't know I was holding finally slips out. Not today. I gracefully walk over and present his breakfast plate and pour his morning coffee. As my hand tips the carafe, I can feel his gaze lock onto my wrist. He's staring at the old scar, the jagged burn that traces the underside of my arm. He can't see it, but he knows it's there. I calmly tug the sleeve of my long dress down to conceal the skin and make myself presentable once again. Only then can I feel his judgment clear. He didn't have to say a word. Once his truck engine fades and the gravel settles, the silence of the property is absolute. I don't relax. I just change gears. I make my way to the bedroom and start in the ensuite. The well water here is hard. It leaves orange stains in the porcelain and white crust on the fixtures if you give it even an hour of neglect. I tackle the shower glass first. I use a straight razor to scrape away the tiniest hint of water spot. It has to be a sheet of nothingness. Nothingness. I move to the floor, kneeling on the cold stone. I like the way the hard surface bites into my shins. It keeps me focused. I use a small stiff brush for the grout. Back and forth, back and forth. I'm not just scrubbing, I'm neutralizing. If there is no dirt, there's no reason for a correction. If the room is perfect, I am safe. As the brush moves back and forth, calming my soul, perfecting my life, my eyes glance into the direction of the vent. Same as always, I look at the slats, peering into the darkness, hoping, fearing if I might catch a shiny glimpse of a lens. Something, anything to explain how he knows my day. I know he has to be watching me. There must be cameras, though I don't know where they are. They follow the property as well, I'm sure of it. He's sitting there on his lunch break, scrolling through the feed, watching me smile as I scrub. Or maybe it's just in my head. Maybe it was just coincidental timing, over and over again. I stand up to wipe the mirror, and my hand pauses on the doorframe. I can't help it. I look at the 3 small holes where the locks used to be. All the locks have been removed for a while now. I noticed they were just gone one day, but I'm still here. The housework is almost finished by the time the sun hits the weather vane. I prefer it that way. Jackson says a clean home is a godly home. I spend my days in a rhythmic dance of maintenance. Polishing silver, scrubbing floors, ensuring the air smells of lavender and beeswax. He's chopping the vegetables for my pottage. The venison is roasted and ready for the coffin pie. The flaky pastry crust must be perfect. If it's not in the oven soon, I shudder. I stand at the kitchen island, practicing my posture. Jackson says a woman's worth is written in her silhouette. I look at my reflection in the darkened window of the oven. Floral dress, hair pinned back, a kind smile that doesn't quite reach my eyes. I tell myself, be still, be grateful. When I hear the crunch of his tires on the gravel at 5:30, I don't feel relief. I feel the tightening of a coil. I thought I was clever once, a year ago, or was it 2? I waited until I heard his truck hit the main road, and I ran. I didn't even have a coat. I made it to the old oak tree, my heart hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird. I thought I had won. I don't remember him coming back. I just remember waking up on the kitchen floor with the taste of copper in my mouth. He sat at the table, eating a peach, juice on his lips, watching me try to stand. He didn't say a word. He just corrected me. It took 3 months to walk without a limp. It took 6 to stop shaking when I heard a truck engine. He told me later, the world didn't want you, Clara. If it did, someone would have stopped to pick you up. I never asked how he found me. I just learned that his reach is longer than the driveway. His heavy boots thump across the porch floorboards. I feel his weight before I even see his presence. I stand at attention, using my practiced posture with my hands folded over my apron and a smile on my face. I wait to be spoken to as I greet him standing at the door. With a kiss on my forehead, he removes his work boots, leaving mud and gravel from the work site upon the floor. Hours ago, I spent kneeling on my knees, making sure it was perfect and proper. Smells good. Is that my venison? Yes, darling. It was perfect for the coffin pie. It's just a little bit behind. Dinner should be ready very shortly. Can I get you a cup of coffee to warm up while you wait? I stumble my words, hoping the coffee will appease him. That's fine, dear, he says in such a calm tone you would think I'm crazy for being worried. As we eat together, I begin to relax, to laugh off the pressure I put on myself to make sure dinner's on the table exactly at 6. I reach for the butter, my movements graceful and practiced. Clara, you are the heart of this home, and if the heart skips a beat, the house dies, he remarked. My eyes flood wide. I instinctively, with no control, stand up as the chair stumbles backwards. I didn't mean to move away. My body just did it as he reaches forward and grabs my wrist from across the table, slamming dishes and dinner across the floor, my perfect floor. Sobbing, no, please. I didn't mean to. I was polishing the bathroom floor. I wanted it to be just right. I lost track of time. It didn't matter what I said. He had me by both wrists, my body pulled into his as he looked down at me, grasping me so tight, he just stared. I just lost track of time. Please, I don't need correction. You don't need a correction. You've already learned this lesson, have you? He teases, mocking me. I got distracted cleaning the floor, I pleaded. He shook his head slowly and smiled, an evil grimace. He was playing with me. He yanked me, dragging me past the table, through the cottage, to our wooden door and underneath the arch of our master bedroom. His master bedroom. But he didn't stop at the bed. He led me to the vanity, forcing me to sit and look at my kind smile in the glass. "No correction tonight," he whispered, leaning over my shoulder. "Just a reminder." He began to methodically unpin my hair, dropping the pins one by one onto the floor I had just polished. Then he took the razor blade from the cabinet, slowly, precisely, began to cut the fabric of my dress, not to hurt me, to ruin the silhouette I had worked so hard to perfect. I stayed still as a statue, watching my reflection dissolve. He wasn't teaching me a lesson. He was erasing me. I held my breath and focused. I tried desperately in that moment to remember my mother's face, or the house I grew up in, to remember my name. He calls me Clara. It's a clean name, a bright name, but staring into that vanity, I tried to find the name my mother gave. The name printed on the poster, that poster of the missing girl I saw so long ago. The forgotten girl, better off gone. She was not a high-value woman. His words ring in my ears.